Surfing's been part of my life for as long as I can remember. That whole connection with nature has really been a driving force behind why I do the things that I do. It's nice, it's a Monday, having a surf. Doesn't get better than that. So we are in Gracetown, Cowaramup Bay. It's an amazing place. So just down the road from where I live in Cowaramup. I've been here for 15 years and it's a great part of the world. It's an amazing place for natural beauty, but also incredible active community and a really good place to run a business and raise a family. The regions are actually a really good place to do work. So it's actually an easy lifestyle. That's the first part about it. It's a lifestyle that's very balanced, that feels like you can connect with the community. You're obviously there as part of that community with your family. There's a whole range of people down here that have similar interests in the environment. It's a very active community from that regard, and so thinking about things that can progress the way that we approach environmental management and ecosystem restoration, there is this real groundswell of community belief in finding better ways. So Ecocene is really about bringing a capability to everyone to be ecologists. So we believe that there's a massive biodiversity crisis going on at the moment and we can play a part in that. So we help people through good advice, through tools and technologies. And really the end is to make sure that we're making the best decisions around biodiversity management and ecosystem restoration. Ecocene actually started as Asteron Environmental, so that was a consultancy that originated up in Karratha in the northwest of WA. And we were principally a biodiversity consultancy at that stage. And over time we evolved to introduce remote sensing data and technologies into the consultancy. And from there we looked at how people are interacting with that data, and that led us to create a data platform that people could interact with that type of data more easily and give them better insights around how they're using that data. I'm just seeing whether we've got what we've got in here. So there's a whole range of different drones in here. Some of them are still in commission, some of them out of commission. Ones that are sleeping robots. This is one of our old drones. So this is one that we had, which we've updated. So this one previously was only capturing 3-band data, and then it had a sensor on there with a hot mirror that allowed you to capture near infrared data as well. But they're pretty small devices, so they're pretty accessible for most people. There's a lot of training that's required to get people, to capture good high-grade survey data. But this in itself is becoming increasingly more accessible to people, and I think ultimately in the end you'll get people being able to capture their data, high-quality, good specification data, almost in a plug-and-play kind of manner. So it'll almost be deploy it to a flight path, capture the data that you want, then serves to us, we process it and deliver it up to people on the platform. This has now been updated, so we don't have to do that. There's now a new model which gives us an ability to capture multi-band data, so multispectral data, in a single flight, and that's the best quality data that we need to do the things we need to do. So I grew up in Bunbury, so we've been coming down to this piece of coast for probably over 40 years and spending a lot of time along this whole stretch surfing ever since I was like a young teenager through to, been living in Cowaramup for 15 years now, so all of those past years spending a lot of time along this coast, getting to understand different conditions, the way that it works under different swells and different winds, different tides. Yeah, it's quite a great pastime, and you also have to jump on it when you can. So it's not the type of thing that you can sort of schedule into a calendar. You have to actually be looking at it and making sure that you're making yourself available to enjoy that great experience when the conditions are right. Having something outside of work and outside of family is really important. I think there's probably more recognition around mental health and what the founder journey is like, because it is really a slog. There's no doubt about that. There are a whole range of things that you have to deal with continuously, and you have to build up an ability to feel comfortable with discomfort, and being away from that is actually really important to be able to allow you to achieve that. So having pastimes and hobbies that allow you to move away from your thoughts that can occupy you from dawn to dusk and beyond into the middle of the night, it's really important for your mental health, but also for your performance as well. Like it's critical that you are spending time looking after your body and your mind, and giving yourself an ability to have some freedom, because it feels like the journey sometimes is really hard and you're so constrained around all the things that are kind of almost sometimes conspiring against you, it feels like, but they are just part of the path, and it's okay in the end, but you have to find a means and a way for that to be okay, and having pastimes and hobbies that allow you to get away from it are, they're critical aspects. It seems like there's been a lot more momentum towards understanding that innovation can happen anywhere, and so it's almost like innovation isn't about a singular geography. I know we talk about these clusters and an ability to create networks, and that's a really important part of progressing the narrative around what innovation is, and also building momentum around a cluster that is progressing in different themes and threads. And WA has that. I think WA has an ability to, if you think about where WA is going into the future, we have this triple dilemma of climate change, biodiversity loss, and food security, and WA is going to be foundational to creating a whole range of solutions to those issues. So it's great that we now have a whole range of support systems that are picking up on opportunities within both the capital city, but also in the regions as well. These days I think it's really possible to run a successful business from the regions. I think even more so than particularly post-COVID. We have this ability to connect with people online in a work environment in a way that feels more natural than it has previously. So the connection component is all possible. We have platforms that allow you to connect with people. So using the tools, the sort of networking tools are a really critical part of how you can build a network around the things that you want to do. But also there are amazing skill sets that sit within the region, and you can work remotely. So there is an ability to work from any particular location in the world now and build a global team from a regional location. I think the support networks that are in the regions have improved a lot as well. So that's given people an ability to connect within their region. I think the regions in particular have an opportunity to think about thematics, so they can think about areas that they would like to focus on that can possibly be attractive. I think it just comes down to backing yourself and putting yourself out there and giving it a go. We were really fortunate that we did get some funding from the federal government as well. So we previously, through one of the industry growth sectors, we were able to get some funding to help us build out the Ecoda platform, and that was foundational for us as a business. So at that stage I was talking about something that was more PowerPoint than actual application, and to find project partners that want to come on that journey with us. You need people supporting the idea and taking that leap of faith with you. And if you can find those people, and they're within organisations, and usually they're taking a little bit of a step to jump into that journey with you. And it's a real credit to them because it's not an easy journey to go along, and there is this sort of belief behind the idea that they're willing to support. But those things start to gather momentum over time, and that foundational funding that we had from the federal government was really core for us as a business to be able to grow the technology that we now have, being used by a whole range of different corporations, both nationally and internationally. That gave us an ability to work with industry for the types of problems that they had, translating those into solutions, and then giving that birth to a product that was going to be commercially viable at the conclusion of the project. So yeah, the funding that we got there was foundational. It was amazing. Innovation in the regions is really important because it gives you that connection to a whole range of things that are happening, not just at a, say, local scale or a national scale, but a global scale. And it's now possible to create a business from anywhere. Formulated a really good response about how it is that you want to present yourself and your work to the audience, that you've got platforms that can present this stuff globally, and it's really a matter of sort of putting yourself out there and giving yourself an opportunity to run with your ideas and execute on them really well. We've got amazing talent and skill in this state, and that's a draw card of the regions, is that we can balance that amazing skill with a wonderful lifestyle as well.